Good morning. Today it's an absolutely stunning day in Portree, and I decided to come out and take some photos of my work and start on a tutorial that I was challenged by Liz to make to show how I make these wine caddies. So you can see they just sit over the bottle of wine, and you put the glasses in these little lips, and you can just pop the glasses back in. So the next time you see me, I'll be in the studio cutting the glass and preparing everything to show you how I make them. Hi, so that's me back in the studio, and now I'm going to cut a 8 by 23 centimetre rectangle. I've set up my Morton cutting board to do this, so I'll just get on with that. So that is the size of rectangle that we need. Okay, so now we've got our glass cut, we need to mark out where we want to drill through. So if you mark the centre, so this will be 4 centimetres. And then this will be 11.5 centimetres for the middle here. Okay, and we're ready to draw our first circle. You'll see on the drill bit that there's these 4 little nicks. If you line them up with these lines on your glass, you'll get the circle perfectly centre. So yeah, there we go. And that is our first area that we're going to cut out. Now, to get the circles at either side, we draw more lines and kind of line down here. Now, if we were to put that in the centre, it would be too close to the bottle. So what we do is we put it at the end here. Right, so now we're onto this side. Okay, so we now have the location of the 3 holes that we're going to drill out. So now I'm about to start drilling the holes. So I've got my big drill here, my bench drill, and I've got a 32mm diamond core bit, and I've got some water. I just spray on a little bit and I double check that we're in the right place, and we are. And now I'm going to make an awful noise. So I will show you a small bit of doing the drilling, and then we'll come back when we're ready to cut out the little lips that the glasses go into. So here we go, and remember, you will always have PPE on. Okay, now that I've cut the holes in the glass, we need to cut the lips at either side. So what I do is I just line up one of the circles with a line on here and just do a couple of straight lines down out about 1 centimetre apart, and then I run these lines. Then I use my Grozen pliers and pull it out. And then I do the same for the other side. Just lining it up centre, taking a couple of lines out about 1 centimetre apart. Run the squares and use your pliers to lift them out. There can be some rough edges, so I just tidy them up a little bit like that. They'll fire out quite nicely. So now we've got the blank piece of glass to start decorating and making our wine caddy. Okay, so I'm now ready to put some colour onto this, and I've got a few different things I'm going to use today. I've got yellow, orange and red powder. I've also got red amber frit, red trans frit, and some little dust left over from confetti. So I'm going to start with the yellow, and again you would have your mask and everything on doing this, so just, you don't have to be precise with this because it's, well, you can actually decorate these however you want. I'm doing them quite abstract, just because that's how I like doing them. So just a rough sprinkling of yellow, and then again just a rough sprinkling of orange. And I want sort of a finer layer of red. I don't want to use too much of the red, so just and again I'm not really, if there's bigger deeper areas of red, then that's fine. We're just being quite random here. So there we go. I'm now just going to sprinkle on some of this okay. I think I'm going to leave the amber for it just now, but what I am going to do is I'm going to just mix up the powders and what we've put on here to mix the different colours together. So you can just squirt and dot this on, and you can see that the colours from underneath are coming through to the top. And it just becomes quite random. And then once you get to a certain stage, you want to maybe just spray some water over so the paint powder gets really wet, and you just give it a knock, and that gets the powder flat and even over the whole thing. And that seems to be us. So I'm going to just take any excess water off the top just with a bit of kitchen paper. And I will just go down with the kitchen paper, looking at the edges. Oh. And sometimes you might make a little boo-boo like that and knock some powder off the corner. So I'm going to so there we've got that area is covered again. So this time, without knocking the powder off, you just clean up the edges. And I use a cotton bud to go down to the inside of these bits, and probably just go down it. So just quick clean. And then I would also use a bit of kitchen paper just to clean the bottom as well. So just give it a wipe, make sure. And this is a great thing about having having dried off the powder a bit. You can lift it up, you can move it about, and the powder's not going to fall off. So that's us. I might actually, I've got some little chunks of Tecta here that I'm just going to put on the top, just to do some powder migration so that we can see a bit of depth in it. So here we go. But I actually don't think I've got enough little chunks here, so I'm going to go away and cut some more, and we'll see you when I'm ready to put this in the kiln. So here we are now with it in my kiln. I've got a Scut Firebox 14 and I take it up to actually my normal fuel fuse temperature. So I guess you could try the same in your kiln and see how it works out. I'll be back again once it's cooked. I'm back down at Scorrybreck at the end of what has been just an absolutely stunning day. And this is the wine caddy that we were making. Just absolutely really delighted with how it's turned out, the colours and the powder migration, where the clear bits of texture were, it's really come out like cells, which is just lovely.